Hey guys, I'm sure 10 or 12 of you guys will watch this. uh, so I finally got the Firecore in and curved and advanced limited. I haven't run it yet and actually mapped out what I got, but I got the preliminary um, educated guesses made. Uh, and I also got that PCV system rigged up, started. Uh, Still got to plug my hole here. I'm waiting on some stuff from Amazon to finish my hose connection. And this is not the right manifold, obviously. I just set that on there so I didn't have to plug every individual hole. But this Firecore guy, I like it. Seems like it's going to be good, but not as easy to work with as expected. Why did people just drive by and look in here? Oh, probably because it's my daughter's friend. Anyway, sorry for the interruption. So those two little plates, if you watch the last video in the inside, the two little gold adjuster plates, for the life of me, I couldn't get one of them to move and limit. So I got it close and locked it there. But I think the whole advancement stops with one. I don't think it needs two. I'll figure it out when I do it. But so I tried to do the directions and take apart the distributor. No, that was not working. I don't know. The directions didn't even they didn't even talk about the vacuum advance pod and how to get that taken off the plate. I've never worked on one of these before. The first one I've ever taken apart. I mean, I've taken the MSD apart, but that's a way simpler setup. They eliminate all the breaker plates and all that stuff in there. But I didn't want to take it apart and not be able to get it back together. So I took it part way apart and then it didn't want to go. So I abandoned my effort and put it back and did the rest of the work through the holes. Changing the springs through those little holes we talked about there and I showed you in that last video wasn't really as bad as I had expected it to be. So I got the lighter spring set up in there. The paper says use 2 silver springs, but I think I only had 1 silver spring. So there was like a pink spring in one of those sets that seemed pretty light, and I stuck that in there. We'll see. I'll plot it basically when I start it up and try it. But yeah, so I think the limit will stop with just one side of the plate hitting. I imagine it would. I don't see why you'd need both. But I don't know. I don't even know why it's not one continual plate in there. Like I said, I couldn't get it apart and kind of get my eye on it and figure out how it works. But I think it's going to be good. Like I said, now I just got to run it and see what happens when you rev it up and where the limit is and all that. I set it up for 1/10 of an inch, so I think I want to say it should be close. I mean, I seen a guy have some measurements on how many degrees you get. So anyway, we'll see what it is, and if it's wrong, I'll have to pop it out and tweak it a little, but whatever. That's not too critical. But anyway, the dude was right in telling me to not take it apart because I'm sure some people have done it and not been able to get it back together. So it was tricky. It might have been easier if I had a vise and some experience on doing it before, but I don't have that in this shop, so whatever. Anyway, it's together, and we got the PCV system starting out here. So that'll be different. You know, I always end up in this predicament where I get multiple projects in one project time frame. You know, and it's not like I just got to do a distributor. I got to do a distributor, vacuum advance, and a PCV, multiple problems at once to solve in one big whack. So, but at least I did the right thing because they both need vacuum, and I had to tap the other manifold here on the bench. Look, that's a cross carburetor setup. Yeah, so I got to tap this guy. I might as well do them both at once. So I mean, kind of a relative problem, if you understand what I'm saying. Yeah, that's where we're at. Now, hopefully when this thing fires up, I don't run into some random electrical issue like I did when I pulled in the other day. I talked about how it just quit. But, I mean, it ran after that and it was fine, so. Yeah. I want to get this thing clean. I want to get as much advance as I can on idle. Now, the directions said this thing is a maximum of 7 degrees or something, 7 crank degrees with a vacuum at 15 inches. And I only think I have about 10. So hopefully when this pulls on it and it gives me some advance, it keeps giving me more vacuum and running better too. So hopefully it'll get up there. Down the highway, it'll definitely pull on light load of the whole advance. But I don't know. It's interesting. It's definitely going to be interesting to see how it works, and how the directions say it's going to work are definitely two different things sometimes. So I'll talk to you later.